It's day 5 of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Let's also now bring you a breakthrough in terms of the casualties. They've already been reported, number of people confirmed dead and the number of people injured as of now. So let's first begin with the death toll that's coming in from Israel, where we're now understanding that death toll has climbed to over 1,000. It's currently at 1,200. Over 3,400 people have been reported to be injured. This is just alone from Israel. Let's move on to Gaza also. There, little short of 1,000, about 950 people already confirmed dead. Over 4,000, about 5,000 people still injured because of this conflict, and around 1,500 Hamas fighters have been killed in the Israeli territory. Let's talk to you about the other areas as well. If you look at the area of West Bank, there we're understanding 21 people have been confirmed dead. 130 have been injured so far. If you move on to Lebanon, the update coming in is there are 5 people confirmed dead. But all of these are last numbers. The fear is that all of these numbers, in fact, will go up because the conflict still continues. Let's also now bring in our colleague Abhishek Jha, who in fact is on ground zero. He in fact is now joining us from Tel Aviv. Abhishek, firstly, we'd want to know, hope you're safe, hope the crew with you is also safe.
Well, the situation in Tel Aviv has been pretty calm in the last 24 hours or so, because there has not been any siren that has went off or any rocket that has been coming. In the weekend, we have seen rockets coming to Tel Aviv as well, and some of them had hit the ground and caused some fire issue. Also, a few people have got injured also. But this is something that has not happened on Tel Aviv, and mostly the fighting is concentrated in places like Ashkelon and southern Israel, that is closer to Gaza Strip. So the pounding of rockets is practically happening in Gaza Strip. Various Hamas locations, their hideouts are being targeted by Israeli Air Force, and the militants who had kind of come on the side of Israel and they had taken control of some of the villages, they have been almost neutralized or driven away from the territory, apart from a couple of places where the gunfighting is apparently still going on. Israeli security forces have taken control of the entire area, and they are kind of fencing the defense so that no incursion from the Gaza side would happen. The territorial army is taking control of all the major locations, and flushing out of terrorists is ongoing. What is expected is that next couple of days there could be more intensive fighting that will happen in Gaza Strip, but for that probably aerial superiority is now something that Israeli forces are relying on, because going on ground zero and having a street fight would not give them that kind of superiority because of Hamas. People still pretty much present along Gaza, and they could be hiding in somewhere places where Israeli forces may not know, and the casualty may go very high, and that is discouraging for them from going territorially against Hamas forces in Gaza. But meanwhile, we have seen casualty figures from both sides have increased tremendously, unprecedentedly. About 4,000 people from both sides have been killed so far, and the count is still going on. Hospitals are flooded with people injured, severely injured people who have been critically injured, and they're still battling for their life. People are dead. In fact, we were talking to some people, and Israelis forces, they have asked for volunteers who could go in the field and verify or certify the dead bodies. So that kinds of explain the situation on the ground, which is very gruesome, scary, but still in the last 24 hours or so, we have seen the killings have gone pretty down, and what had happened on the weekend, people are still trying to grapple with the fact that number of deaths are identified, their bodies are sent back for a proper burial, and all the friends, families who have been traveling from all across the world, they are trying to reach to their country as soon as possible, because of multiple airlines also shutting down and not flying to Tel Aviv or other parts of Israel. That is also one of the issue, but still people are coming from all over the world to their homeland.
Abhishek, as you're pointing for our viewers, that Tel Aviv relatively still continues to be a lot calmer. People are still have access to their basic needs in terms of groceries and even medical supplies. I want to understand specifically as far as the attack by Hamas militants are concerned, because over the last 2 days, we've seen the retaliation by the IDF only escalate. Where does the attack by the Hamas militants currently stand?
So mostly the attacks are situated or concentrated along Gaza Strip in Ashkelon, that is a city closer to Gaza. Ashdod, that is again a city closer to Gaza. Some of those missiles or rockets have fallen in Tel Aviv also, but that was 2 days ago. But the fight or the territorial danger is pretty much there in Ashkelon and Ashdod, that is closer to Gaza, and we have seen rockets pounding there last evening also. Hamas is also not relenting upon. They are also continuing with their rocket launches, and there have been some rocket launches coming from Lebanon side also. So the situation is pretty tense along the border, and the aerial fight is something that both sides are mostly relying upon, because now the territorial or the militants from Hamas side, they have mostly been either killed, detained, or driven away from the other to the other side.
Okay.
So they are again resorting to rocket firing from their land or their hideouts in
Abhishek,
Gaza.
we'll
or,
just
some
request you
of
to
them
stay
have
on
come
with
from.
us. We apologize